Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to another video. So in this video, I it's kind of like an informative video. So I on my main berserker, of course, you can see my berserkers. So it's like 1329. So I was wondering because I saw that at the Abyssal dungeons, like this one, you can do a 1325, and this one, it actually says that the recommended item level is 1340. But I saw that you can actually do this at 1325, or like you can go into the dungeon, like try and clear it if you wanted to. So I thought, like, what is it easy to do at 1325, or it's obviously more difficult than 1340, but is it like doable, or like somewhat doable? And then I searched online and I found this what is it called, this Reddit post that says that basically it says like that it's very difficult to do under 1340 because of the RNG mechanics that are with the block, like how you can damage both monsters but also the bosses inside the dungeon. So here it says that, like, only try the tier 3 Abyss dungeon if you're under 1340 at your own risk. So of course some people have cleared this at under 1340, and there's probably also guides on how to do it and whatever. So yeah, it says here, so the last Abyss dungeon besides the hard modes is Oreha Preveza, which can be entered at 1325, which I saw as well, but has a recommended item level of 1340. So I was like, all right, if you can get into the dungeon, then you could also clear it at that item level, right? But it's not just a challenge. It's like actually fucking. I mean, like it's not, if you do every mechanic perfectly, you can do it. But it's more like if you're lucky, you can do it, which is like pretty fucked up in my opinion, but that's just how it is. So it says here that he tried the Abyss dungeon with a few of his mates. They were around 1330 and 1335. They tried it a bunch of times, and they used a lot of consumables, which is obvious. You use a lot of bombs, you use a lot of health potions, etc., etc. All right. So today they say that they went and tried it after they hit the 1340, every one of them, and they said it wasn't really hard. Of course, they knew all the mechanics from before because they tried so many times, but it wasn't like a challenge, and before it was like almost impossible. So they say that there's a luck factor, and I think it's because if you're under a certain threshold in some dungeons or against some bosses, like world bosses, for example, you have a chance to miss and you have a chance to not hit them, and that goes for both bombs and stacker mechanics and whatever. So it's easily a wipe, and basically this post is just discussing, like, oh, it's like it's nice to know this. So all the credit to this guy for saying this. There's probably also other people that said it, but I just read this post and I thought it was really informative because I wanted to try it. But then when I read this post, I was like, all right, maybe I don't want to try it. Maybe I'll just wait till I'm 1340. Because I don't want to lose a lot of gold buying resources to try, or like consumables to try and do it, if it's like based on a luck factor, and I don't like that. If it's just because it was hard, then I would probably do it just as a challenge for myself. But because of the RNG, it's not really that great. So it says here that what's the luck or RNG factor involved people under level. So it says here that it's like your attacks have like 50% chance of being blocked. And that's a lot, especially if you're doing like stagger mechanics, or you have to do certain things to block the boss in a certain way. For example, yeah, I don't know, before he does a big attack or something, I don't know. But anyway, so that's why, and it's not only the bosses, it's also the trash mobs. So that's why it's a really difficult to do under the item level that's recommended. And I guess that's the same at like every dungeon. I just thought it was funny because it's the only dungeon I've seen so far, or noticed at least, that you can get in at like a lower item level than what is recommended. So yeah, and it says like a lot of other people have tried it as well, and it says that they can't really get past it because it's so difficult. I mean, some people probably has gone past it, like at this item level, which is fair, but it's just frustrating, I can imagine. So yeah, that's just a little video about like you probably shouldn't try this unless you want a really hard challenge or unless you want to spend a lot of gold on consumables. I don't know. I think it would be fun to try, but at the same time probably frustrating since it's RNG. If you hit and the stagger goes well, or if you don't hit and the stagger doesn't go well, and whatever. I haven't seen a guide for it, so I actually don't know what the raid looks like. But I can imagine it's like a certain difficulty, and as it says here, it wasn't that hard when they went after 1340. So I think the best case is just wait until you're 3040 and then try it. Yeah. So yeah, and props to this guy, and also I can't do that. Anyway, props to this guy because he showed it to me, or like gave some informative information about it, which is really nice. And also these people that kind of like confirmed it, like what's wrong, and also like the same thing happened to him, and yeah, whatever. Anyway, I hope this helped you a little bit or something. I don't know if it did. Maybe you already knew. Maybe someone else did a video about it. But yeah. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.